Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump, once again, he is leaving no stone unturned this election cycle. He's going to the Bronx. He's making that appeal to urban voters. I don't think he's going to win New York, but still him going there definitely could help out Republicans down ballot. And on top of that, he went to the Libertarian National Convention. He is the first president to go to the Libertarian Convention. He went to a convention that is of a party that has some pull but is largely a joke, and we know that. And he went there. It's a hostile crowd. He knew it was going to be a hostile crowd, but you know what? He didn't exactly get rattled. You know, he hit back. It was funny. We could play the clip. I'm sure many of you people have seen it.
Nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
And he's right. He's 100% right, except this time they're not even going to get 3%, especially based off of who they've decided to nominate. But it shows that Donald Trump is chasing these voters. He made the case. He didn't touch on some like libertarian aspects necessarily, but he talked about how he is the more libertarian candidate on foreign policy, something that libertarians are objectively better on than like neocons, for example. And on top of that, he touched base on some economic reforms, crypto, pardoning Ross Ulbricht, or however you pronounce his name, one of their crypto heroes. And obviously, that was something that probably a lot, not necessarily the people in the room, but a lot of people at home, the more rational-minded libertarians, they look at this and they're like, well, you know, Donald Trump, first term, he obviously exploded the debt a little bit, even if it wasn't entirely all his fault, because it's not like the president could be a dictator, and that's also not libertarian. But still, he did not get into any new foreign wars. And you talk about the MAGA movement and a lot of the, more right-wing Freedom Caucus types in Congress, they answer more to a lot of these more, I'd say, libertarian, but also conservative type of things that a lot of these libertarians may appeal to. And Trump is making the case, and he made the case very well. He presented the case for why libertarians should vote for Trump. It's a net positive that he was at the convention based off of that fact alone. Yes, he got booed. It's not always good optics to get booed, but RFK Jr. was there. He got booed, and nobody's going to change their vote because Donald Trump went into a hostile environment and got booed. And the way that he was measured, the way that he was on message was objectively great. If that Donald Trump shows up to the debate against Biden, where he knows it's another hostile environment, it's on CNN, you're not debating Biden necessarily, that's part of it, but also, the moderators, you don't want to get in a shouting match, whatever, you don't want to be rattled, you want to be the adult in the room. They always say Trump isn't the adult in the room. He was the adult in the room. It's not a hard thing to be when you're at the Libertarian National Convention, but he was. Their party's a joke. He exposed them for what a joke they are. And these are people who claim they want to, make change, but all they usually do is take votes away from the person that is offering them an olive branch or would possibly, be more libertarian in many aspects. Trump and Biden are equally bad. It doesn't work that way. Biden's literally trying to imprison his political opposition. Donald Trump, they could view him as imperfect, but they have to understand, even by their own logic, he's not evil. It's not a lesser of two evils thing either. Joe Biden is somebody that needs to go, and a vote for the Libertarian nominee is a vote that would be thrown out if they would be somewhat right-leaning. Although a lot of those people that are going to vote for their nominee, it's a very small portion of the population. It's a very good thing, and a shrinking portion too, because the LP is such a joke. Donald Trump, of all the reasonable libertarians out there that watch this, they're going to vote for him. They are. It helped him on net because nobody's going to, turn him away because, we got booed. He didn't lose any support from libertarians by going to the convention. He obviously didn't. Maybe RFK Jr. did because, he's being exposed on the daily. But, who actually is at risk of losing libertarians is their own nominee. They nominated Chase Oliver. He supported transitioning children. He supported mask and vaccine mandates. He supports open borders, men and women's sports. This is a Libertarian. This guy is further left than Biden, and it's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think that Joe Biden is arguably, you could make the case, he's the second least liberal person of the main six. You have Jill Stein, Cornel West, this guy. I mean, this guy's further left than Jo Jorgensen was, and she was a liberal for sure. This guy does not take votes away from Donald Trump. This is the guy they went with. He's also from Georgia, but Georgia I don't think is going to be that close to the point where, 1% makes the difference. He arguably did screw Herschel Walker, but I don't think it was because they knew who this guy was, this openly gay social Marxist. I don't think that's really what really drove people to vote for him. I think people voted for him because they saw that, we don't like Herschel because of the scandals, morality, whatever. They voted for Kemp. They voted Libertarian for Senate and didn't know who the hell this guy was. I didn't either until yesterday. And the guy he beat was more measured, more right-wing, an author from Pennsylvania, which is going to be a lot closer than Georgia. If Donald Trump wants any shot at victory, you got to win Georgia. He's going to win it by a decent amount, but Pennsylvania is going to be closer. You don't want that headache. But now the Libertarian Party, they're divided. They almost nominated no candidate. They barely nominated this guy at all, but he won, and the party's a joke. It is. Donald Trump was not going to get the Libertarian nomination. If they wanted to do this coalition thing, well, it would be smarter for them to nominate Trump. Trump is already saying, I'll put a Libertarian in the cabinet, possibly Secretary of Treasury. Vivek is kind of a Libertarian. He's likely to be a part of the administration as well, and I think he's the one shaping Donald Trump's policy on crypto that the entire room was cheering for. So you look at that, it's like, yeah, Libertarians should vote for Trump. I think his appearance was a net positive. I really do. And even people who were booing Donald Trump and were holding up the signs, MAGA's socialist, Trump's a socialist, whatever, these are the same people that are now saying that they're going to vote for Donald Trump because of who they nominated. So, maybe you could say, we could make it blow up in Trump's face, nominate somebody who would take votes away from him. They're not doing that. They're not doing that at all. The hardcore libertarians, the porcupines in bio type of people, they're saying Trump is the better option, and he is. He's the better option for pretty much every single person in this country. And I think a lot of people know that. They see what's going on at the border with inflation. It is true that you have this weird open border libertarian segment of the crowd that was booing Trump for basically saying that we're going to secure the border. Their positions are just out of touch and far left and appeal to the far left at this point, more so than the economic freedom types who, want limited government or whatever. They clearly don't want limited tyranny if they're going to be voting for this guy who supports wokeism, supports vaccine, mask mandates, you name it. He might try to pivot, but still, you look at it, it's not looking good. This guy got exposed. Donald Trump has another person that probably hurts Biden. At a very minimum, people who would have voted Libertarian, now a good chunk of them are forced to vote for Trump. They even, at 40% of the convention, even said that they'd go no candidate over this guy. And you see that. Yeah, Trump didn't get a lot of write-in votes. We know that. They weren't going to hand him the nomination there. RFK Jr. would have been more likely to get votes, but he barely got any more than Trump did. But still, doesn't exactly matter. The bottom line is the Libertarian Party's a joke. Trump exposed them for who they were. He showed once again that he was the adult in the room. And now the Libertarian Party is nominating some crazy person who is more liberal than conservative by every stretch of the definition, is, a liberal libertarian. He's a part of the liberal caucus that they have. Not exactly a good look for the Libertarian Party if they really want to, siphon votes from Republicans. And you kind of see that. Every candidate on the ballot, for the most part, it seems, takes more away from Biden than Trump. In terms of the third-party candidates, that's good news for Donald Trump. And just because he extended the olive branch a little bit to these people, gave an objectively good speech, the people that could see through the jeers, those are the people that are, I guess you would say a little malleable. And those are the people that are going to line up behind Donald Trump. Even some members of the Libertarian Party are unwilling to say that they would vote for Chase Oliver, and it seems like they're going to vote for Trump, and that's a good thing. And I'm not a libertarian, we know that, but still I respect some libertarians, people like Ron Paul, for example. And in terms of who's better, you have the guy who is being targeted by the state that they hate so much. They should line up behind him. And he also didn't start any new wars. You know, it's those policies that Donald Trump pursued that made the state crack down on him. That should be more than enough to get libertarians to vote for Donald Trump. And the fact that they're indicting him, well, it's helped him in the polls. So, you know, clearly maybe some of that is from libertarian-minded voters. I don't know. But this whole, well, you know, Biden maybe better than Trump if I'm a libertarian, that's out the window. That is out the window. These people were irrelevant and unpragmatic, and a lot of them still are in the Libertarian Party, not necessarily people who identify as like libertarian conservatives that usually vote Republican. Maybe if there's a rhino on the ballot, they'll vote for the Libertarian candidate, you name it. But still, you know, this is something that was a net positive for Trump. And again, no stones unturned, exposed the LP for being what it is, and they nominated somebody who's a leftist. So, you know, good for Trump. More votes for him. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.